2, 1. Hey, welcome. Welcome. Hi, welcome everybody on the streaming. I am Michael Tetlock. I am a practitioner here at CSL Bellingham and also a ministerial student. And today we have a fabulous, fabulous guest speaker, Reverend Don Beaty from CSL Seattle. I'll explain a little bit more about his wonderful credentials in a little bit, but why don't we all stand and celebrate our way into the service today.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let's sing that again, everybody. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Sing it out, everybody. Here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Well, good morning, all you beautiful humans. Will you take a minute to greet some of those neighbors out there? I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome if we have some kids with us today who want to come up to the stage to join our teacher, we're going to go enjoy this beautiful spring day on this property. If you have not had a chance to check out the trails behind the center here, it's just glorious back there this time of year, especially when it's not so muddy. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrea Wood, and I'm the practitioner today, along with Wanda. And Kit is here somewhere as well. She did our meditation this morning. I want to welcome you here today and, of course, ask you to silence your cell phones. Remember that we have a prayer vessel in the back of the sanctuary, which I'll be picking up all the prayers this morning, and I'll pray for you this week. We also have morning prayers every morning at 7 a.m. that you can enter into our prayer time on the website. So we just want to remind you that the practitioners are here to pray with you. And I invite you right now to join me in prayer. In the stillness and in the silence, know with me as I know, there is one presence, one power, one vast, unlimited divine intelligence, a deep love, a deep peace that lives in all people everywhere. It is like threads weaved in a tapestry, love and peace, joy, all throughout all of creation. And I know that as we come together today as a spiritual community, we are planting seeds in consciousness, seeds that come to fruition now and in the future. And we are careful to plant compassion, love, wisdom, understanding. And we are blessed by putting our good seeds, our good intentions, our good actions out into the universe as everything comes back to us. We're blessed to be in community together as we grow stronger. Thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is.
Every step is holy, every breath is life, every moment precious when held up to the light, every heart connected, each the face of love. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Every step is holy. life. Every moment precious when held up to the light. Every heart connected, each the face of love. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Every step is holy. Every breath is life. Every heart connected when held up to the light. Every heart connected, each the face of love. Grace has shown me every step is holy. Every step is holy. Every step is holy. Every step is holy, holy, holy. Every step is holy. Every step is holy. May I never lose my wonder. 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 Sing that again. May I never lose my wonder. 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 Wide-eyed and mystified, may I be just like a child, staring at the beauty of the world. Wide-eyed and mystified, may I be just like a child, staring at the beauty of the world. May I never lose my wonder. 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 Wide my wonder. May I never lose my wonder. May I never lose my wonder.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you all very much. I'm loving Tabor's new do. Just saying. So it's my pleasure right now to introduce Reverend Don Beaty, who is our guest speaker today. And he has been involved with Science of Mind since 1989. That's when he first walked into a Science of Mind center and sort of was drawn in, like a lot of us have been over the years. And as he worked his way through, he became a practitioner, and then in 2016, he heard the call, and he entered into the Holmes Institute to become a minister. And so he's been a minister since 2021, during COVID. Wow. Right? And he's a staff minister at CSL Seattle, and he works with the you run the men's group. And pretty soon, for our people here who are involved in the men's group, they're having a retreat later in the year that we'll be announcing and everything like that. It's going to be sort of a joint regional effort up here, which is really great. So now, without further ado, he's been here before. We all love him. And so I'm just going to turn it over to Reverend Don.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I'm smiling. I'm just so happy to be up here with you. Again, I enjoy coming up. It's a lovely drive on a Sunday morning from Seattle. Just no traffic, beautiful scenery, occasional speed trap. Not me. But it's just, we love coming up because there's such a wonderful community to be part of, and I'm just grateful. I love how Spirit works sometimes in creating an order of service. You'd think we all get together and plan these things out. We sort of do, but the divine has a way of moving things around. And so it's like this morning, I'm here to talk. My topic, if you read it, was originally, it's like nurturing your future was the formal topic in the program that that we're following. And I turned that into faith, fertilizer, and a world that works for all. We have freedom in CSLs, and I like that part. But then the music this morning, not in the order it was sung, but take it as this way. Every step is holy. Every step is holy. Our faith, our fertilizer, our future, we are all taking holy steps as we move in that direction. In the song, I'm in the right place at the right time. This is where I'm supposed to be. I know that's true for me this morning. Hopefully you still think it's true for you this morning. But you see, the holy steps put us into the right place at the right time for whatever the divine has in mind. Then it gets interesting because now we get to be part of the equation, I guess. So let me share a few things about me so that when I step in it, you'll understand and be able to forgive me. The one, faith. It's a big word. People toss it around. And for me, faith is very personal. I have my walk with faith. Each of us has our walk with faith. Your walk is yours. Mine is mine. We share some things in common, but we are on our individual journeys, and faith is a journey. Sometimes it looks like the map of the Tour de France, kind of up and down. Sometimes it's a spiral, but we all have our journeys in faith and of faith. That's what I know, and I come from that place. The other is I am big on spiritual practice. I love spiritual practice. I do it. I can say that and know it's true for me because of how I feel when I do my spiritual practice. And you ever notice there's like walls of books and ideas for spiritual practice? You can get lost in some of that stuff. So for me, spiritual practice is extremely important in my journey. I invite you to consider it for yours. But the only spiritual practice that matters in my mind is the one we'll do. I have chosen my spiritual practices as the ones that work for me. I invite you to take that freedom and find the spiritual practices that work for you and practice them. And I'll tell you why when we get to the spiritual fertilizer kind of thing. So, and then finally, the philosophy of if it's worth doing with support. Hear that. If it's worth doing with support. I didn't originate it. I'm not sure who did. I give credit to Kelly LaRue back in Seattle. But I take that now as my own standard. If it's worth doing with support. So that's where I come from. So now I want to talk about faith. It's a 5-letter word, starts with an F. But it's still a scary word sometimes. And my journey began as a Southern Baptist. That journey of faith did not last that long. There came a time when I realized that faith in a deity that's sitting on a throne on city streets of gold somewhere out there did not resonate with me anymore. I was reading too much. I was reading the red print too much. I was having new ideas, new thoughts. And I had to let that go and start my own journey to find what was my faith, what was calling to me. And it took a while. I started exploring. I tried different things, New Age at that time. And finally, when I walked into a Science of Mind Center, it was in Dallas, Texas, not the one there now, but one then, it was like, oh, I have found a home. I have found something that resonates, that I can resonate with. This works every day. It's not just Sunday. And I began exploring that and eventually took some classes and did this whole thing, as Michael said, now I've got a minister badge. And it's all been a long journey of up and down and exploring that led me into this. And it wasn't just recently that I began to understand what I really have faith in. As an aside, step over here for a second, when I got the opportunity to speak here and found out it was about faith, it was great. Yeah, I start working, and if you talk to any of the ministers, practitioners, that whenever you decide to teach something, you get to live it. Really get to live it. So I've been living faith since about like early March in a big way. And I decided to dive in. And I've spoken about it at Seattle. I've used it in the men's group. I've used it in the Better Business breakfast or break that I lead, the business side. So I've been really living faith. And it hit me the Sunday morning that I was speaking at Seattle. This is what I believe. This is what I have faith in. I have faith in principle, in the divine law. And just to show us I'm not alone, I want to share from Ernest Holmes. This is from the Practical Application of Science of Mind, 1958. I was 2. Page 85, if you want to go find it. Our faith is likewise based upon the fact that the universe is a system of law and order, and that the law of mind always responds according to the nature of our thought. The law never reasons with us saying, you know, I don't think that's a good thing for you to have, or that it says this is not my idea. The law is always, get to the right place. We have a faith in the undeviating neutrality of the law. neutrality of the law. The law hears what we put upon it and takes that in and says, yes, and I'm in. It's absolutely neutral. If it could talk to us, it would say, go ahead, name it, and I'll make it. We teach that. Name your good and name it into the law. It does not like to make one kind of a thing more than another. So it's, as we say, it's unlimited. It's willing to create whatever we dictate through our pattern of thought. We're in the equation. The law is an intangible principle of mind that operates in this unswerving, obedient way because it is its nature to do so. That's what I have faith in, not something out there, not some divine something that's making decisions for me. I have faith in that this is a universe that is for us and that we get to be part of naming what's our good. We name our good and we get to experience it. That's what I have faith in. I've heard faith talked about this month a couple of times, and here's what I want to share more specifically is, how do you build faith? That's a question that I have had, and as I researched, I began to understand how I have built my faith. I believe in evidentiary faith. That's faith that you can prove. Emma Curtis Hopkins, who Dr. Bob has talked about at least the last 2 Sundays, because I watched the recordings. I've been engaged with Emma's teachings for a long time. I love scientific Christian mental practice. It's 12 steps. First 6 are the ones we tend to use the most. But what I love about Emma is that step 5 of the first 6 is you look for evidence. You look for evidence. You've made a prayer request. You've put something into the law. You've gotten a practitioner to support you. And your part is to look for evidence. Now let's make this a little bigger. Anybody around for COVID? How about 2008? Recession. Remember that one? I don't need to go further back. You get where I'm going here. We have lived through things. And we're living through things. And what's a common thread for everybody that raised their hand on those 2? You are still here. We are still here. For some reason, somehow, we are moving through events, and there's something within us that allows us to move through them and know that there is a future. Come back to that. In faith, there's a humanness. And when we honor the humanness of our faith, that means we can have doubt. We can get up and not be sure about how things are going to turn out. We can make our prayer, and we can still be human enough to have doubt. I'm going to say it, I don't always believe it, but they say the bigger your doubt, the greater your faith. I think it's the bigger your faith, the greater you have room for doubt. But one of those, that neither of those are bad, that's not bad, broken, wrong. That's part of the humanness of who we are. We're wired for that. We're wired for having doubt. And it's when Jesus walked the earth, there's a story that I call upon where Jesus was a healer. Everybody in the neighborhood knew Jesus was a healer. They would come to be healed. And this is a story, just so you'll know, it's in Mark chapter 9, where a father came to Jesus. His child was sick, not well. Whatever was going on, the child was not well, and he called for Jesus to heal his daughter. And somebody probably said, "Was your faith? Do you have faith?" And the dude said something, and then he said to Jesus, "I believe, help me in my unbelief." Recognizing, and that story's in there for a reason. It tells us that we're human. We're going to have times of not so much belief. We're going to have unbelief times. We're going to have times when we just don't know. But we get to honor that human part of our journey, and we tell the truth about it. We say, instead of asking, are saying just have faith. My question now is, how's my faith doing? How's my faith today? I got a full tank? Is it half tank? Is I'm doing good to do one holy step at a time today? But I recognize that my journey allows me to have different levels of faith, different times, and it's okay. Because if this journey is worth it, I can go find support. There are practitioners here for support. There are ministers here. You've got prayer boxes. You don't even have to talk to anybody. You can just write a prayer request. But there's support available in this community. That's how we keep our faith. That's how we build it, by getting support, by looking for evidence and seeing and remembering how we have come through challenges, sometimes global, sometimes just yours. But that gives us this courage and the foundation to stand on and say, okay, divine law, divine mind, Holy Spirit, help me through this next one. Here's my prayer. I look to you for support. Building our faith allows us to have that solid foundation. So this month, we've been talking a lot about planting stuff. Last week it was bunnies and chicken eggs and all kinds of things, all the fertility stuff. But it's a good theme this time of year, because when you have enough faith to believe that you're going to be here tomorrow, then you might look around and say, well, what do I want to plant? And sometimes you have another question, because right now my wife and I are in the midst of remodeling our home. It's a complete remodel. We're living somewhere else right now. We normally plant tomatoes about this time of year. I'm not sure I'm up for planting tomatoes this time, because I don't know if I've got the faith to deal with not being there and planting tomatoes and worrying about it. I'm just not sure. We'll talk about it probably on the drive home now. But I love a good tomato. But there's a place in me that's like, I don't know, we got a lot going on. I'm not sure I've got the bandwidth for tomatoes this year. But if we were going to plant tomatoes, we would do all the things that you do to plant a garden. What do? Well, you look and see where you're going to do it, and then you start preparing the soil. You do a little digging around, you figure out what's there, what have the rabbits and squirrels planted while you weren't looking, and all the things that happen over the course of the winter to a patch of garden. Or if it's your first one, what surprises await underneath the grass. There's all out there. But in that fertilizing and looking at fertilizer and considering that part of the preparation of the bed or the place that's going to receive your thought, you spend some time to figure out what's there so that you can go to the fertilizer expert, maybe a practitioner, and see what's the fertilizer that we need for this particular plot. And that plot being who you are, your soul, your intentions. To find what the right fertilizer is. Because if you go to the store and you look, there are a gazillion bags of fertilizer there. Home Depot, Lowe's, drugstore, everybody's got some fertilizer to sell you. But a person who does gardening knows that you need the right kind, right? Okay, there's one or two of you. And but we want to have the right kind of fertilizer. So what makes the right kind of fertilizer in this journey of nourishing our future? Anybody want to guess? Say spiritual practice might be a good fertilizer to put into the garden of your soul and into your intentions, some spiritual practices. Whatever they are, mine are journaling and prayer and covenants and getting prayer support. Those are some of mine. And then there is the secret ingredient I teased you with for the talk. Because in preparing the plot, preparing the garden, we remove the things that aren't going to help this garden thrive. We pull out the sticks and the stones and the whatever that is that needs to just not be here. But we do that, and we're releasing that out of our garden space. The practice of that in our personal garden, inner garden, is forgiveness. We begin to look at what's in us that is holding us back or stopping us or causing us to not be willing to see what's possible in our garden of our life. So we look and we get help. We go get support to help us find what it is that might need to be forgiven and released. In a spiritual journey, that's one that it's just always good to check in how I'm doing. What's the catch? For me, I know I need to do forgiveness when there's a catch in my energy. Like an old story for me is I had an employee that, let's just say we didn't part on good terms. The fun part was that I had to drive near where that person lived every day to work. Can you imagine? I'm driving, I'm getting closer, and I'm going, not the best way to start a day. So I started my forgiveness practice. For me at that time, my commute, I did 70 times 7 forgiveness of that person every morning because I'd watch the clock, and I would start, and it takes 5 minutes to do that, by the way. And I did that every morning until I could drive by that location and at least not have a catch and perhaps even smile. Because then I could switch, after I moved through that, then I could switch to a blessing practice where I then had the energy to be able to bless that person, to bless and allow and get past that block that was inside of me. Part of our journey of nurturing our future is to clear the blocks. Forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of others is just part of that journey. And again, as I'm sure multiple people say up here, forgiveness is never about them. It's always about us and our journey. So far, I've yet to find that not be true. So we want to create an investment into this garden plot that we're in, this garden part of our soul. All this is about, I would use the word investment, it's investing in ourselves to create the lives that we want to experience, to create the lives that will pull us forward. By doing this spiritual practice, doing this work to till the garden and create a space where we can then name our good in a different place, in a different way. I see this as just like you would, Michael, you're getting ready to plant, and you want it to be a good space, a receptive soil. That's what we're doing as part of nourishing our future through this time and through all times. So what about the future? Some people say truth heals. I say truth creates the space for healing. So this current time we're in is just crazy. It's confusing. It doesn't matter about anything other than there's just so much going on. It's hard to know what's happening. And it is confusing depending on where you are, who you are. I know it is for me. In my business, I do low-income housing, and I've done that since I moved here in 92. And we're very dependent on things like rental assistance in affordable housing. And it's confusing because we don't know what's going to happen with it. It's hard to talk to people about it. And yet, I know the affordable housing need is always going to be there. So I can't not participate. I have to look at this and engage in some way of saying, how do I go forward? Because I want to move forward. What's mine to do? So my job in a crazy world is to take and see what is mine, what is my company's, what is mine now as a minister. How do I want to move through this time? Hopefully you ask yourself that question. I did it for all the things that have happened in the business world back to 2002. All what I love to be able to say is that we went through all of these things one recession, another one, 2008, COVID. And because of how we do business, we have always come out stronger on the other side. It was and it was not easy. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of spiritual practice. It was like a lot of truth-telling to create the space. But I share that as an example of evidence that reminds me that whatever is happening, I can make my choice today to take my holy step, to be in the right place, to be able to make the choices and decisions that will support my good, my intention. That's how I view the future now. I'm looking at really from up close and what's important to me. I use the tools of faith and the evidence and reminding myself and all that I work with, and I'm talking to you like your colleagues now, we've been through it. We know what it's like. We know what we have to do. We know we have to pay attention, and we can still do what we want to do and need to do to express more and more life. As Ernest Holmes, to have prayers that are harm no one and bring more life. To be able to use that as our way of operating and making our choices and decisions. When I look at my future, I also want to be motivated to move in that direction. So I ask myself, what do I love and want more of? What do I love and want more of? That helps me choose my day-to-day actions. Our ideas about the future influence our moments in the present. Our present actions influence the future. As the quote that I read from Holmes, our current thoughts, our current needs, our current declarations in the Spirit are setting our future in motion. And how we live this day supports that or maybe hinders it. But I'd use the idea that what is pulling me forward, I'm all about doing good and doing well in the world. It's my mantra. It's my business plan. That I realized that I want to do good, and I ended up in affordable housing. It's a lot longer story. And I realized that I can do more good by doing well in my business. And so that is the overarching mantra in my approach to business. Doing good and doing well. That allows me to stand in today's confusion and look for how do I do good and do well, and hold that into the divine and say, okay, God, guide me to see the places where we can do good and do well as a company. Bringing that into the world of business, into the world of finance, into the world of housing. So this all ties together, and if we look at it and seeing that as we keep our faith in the forefront, that we keep track of how we have been blessed, how our prayers have worked, how they didn't work. Anybody had one that they prayed and prayed and prayed, and you're going like, are you on vacation? Did I miss some memo? It's the move that brought me here came out of one of those times where I was doing what I thought was everything right, and nobody was interested in hiring me. And that was when I finally said, okay, I give up. I surrender. I turn it over. I have no idea what's mine to do. And it wasn't shortly after that the phone call came. And somebody I knew, but had not ever thought about working. And moving to Seattle, I mean, seriously. But at that time, I had surrendered. So I knew this was a call of the divine, and I had no other idea than that they were good people. I knew them. It was a good opportunity. We're loading up and moving to Seattle. And I use that example as a place where I had so got to surrender the hard way of proving by the bruises on my forehead that I needed help. I needed support. And that's part of, the garden. When you plant your seeds, there's always the story of the guy who went out, kept digging them up to see if they were growing yet. No, we turn it over. We give it over to Spirit. We allow Spirit to take that which we have nourished and we've invested in and put into the sweet, receptive earth and allow it to do its thing. And so the application of nurturing your future, of faith, fertilizer in a world that works for everyone, really comes down to practical spirituality, of putting our teachings and putting our work, putting our lives into play, using what we know to apply to our daily lives and apply to whatever we're facing. We use our spiritual practices to build our faith when we know we have, and to recognize that when we are not full up on faith, it's not that we're wrong. It's just maybe it's been a little more challenging. And we get support because on this journey, we are in the right place to be supported. And I want to close with this. I know you're doing visioning about your future here in the community, and I'm so excited for this journey you're on, because I love you all, and I love what this energy of this community is, and I know great things are unfolding eventually. But I did a little visioning of my own about this community as it's prepping to come up here. And what came to me was fertile ground, refreshing water, and an open sky. I offer that to you for consideration. Let's pray. So I invite you to take a deep breath with me, to allow our bodies to be in that place of deep breath where we know we are in the right place at the right time, where our mind and our body says, okay, if you're breathing deep, we're okay. And we take that deep breath and we allow the divine now to move into this space and to invite the divine to hear us in our requests for what are up for us this day, in our daily lives, at work, in family, at home, in the community, all of that. We invite the divine to be present with us as we stand in our faith and knowingness that brings us through each of our challenges to a greater good. We stand in our investment in the fertilizer of ourselves, of being that place where we do our work to be fertile earth. We do our spiritual practices to be that, find that refreshing water. And remember our teachings of open at the top and knowing that the divine is always present, supporting us in our journeys of intention. For we know whenever two or more, and there's a lot more than two, or come together for the purpose, there the divine is with us. And I call upon that promise for myself, for each of us and this community, knowing we are all blessed in each of our holy steps that put us in the right place at the right time. And so it is.
Thank you. It's wonderful. So I'm going to ask the ushers to come forward, and because we're at that point where we get to say thank you for all the support that you give to this community. Your time, your treasure, and your talent. So thank you very much, and I turn it over to the band.
Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Gonna climb this mountain, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time, 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 one step at a time.
All right. So now we're at the point where you get to hear the announcements. I know, right? How exciting can that be? Well, I'll try and make it exciting. So today at noon to 1:30, we have our monthly grief support group, and they meet back into the classroom, and it's hosted by Wanda Maddox today. Philip's on break. And then we have joined the Trail Stewards team. It's spring. We're going to clear out the trails so we can have more hiking during the summer. So on Saturday, May 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., please come join. Bring some garden gloves, and they're gonna, and wheelbarrows and stuff like that. You know, stuff that you do. I don't remember. Anyway, garden clearing stuff. That was technical. Anyway. Saturday, May 3rd. You also get to have, share lunch together. How great is that? And then Monday, May 5th, we have in the sanctuary kitchen back here, care cookie dough making party for the unhoused people. We make a bunch of batches of cookies and everything like that. And if you want to help contribute ingredients, and people are here to grab all those ingredients and make cookies. And it's a worthwhile cause that we do all the time. 2 p.m., Monday, May 5th. Next. Wednesday, May 7th. My God, this week is cram-packed. Anyway, Sound Bath Journey with Drosiah Spring here in the sanctuary from 2 to 3 p.m. Suggested donation is $5 to $20, but no one is turned away. Everybody is welcome. And Sound Bath Journey is a wonderful thing to encounter. And then Wednesday, May 7th at 8 a.m., we have Spirit at Work. And our guest speaker is the Reverend Dr. Bob Dean. And his topic is Beyond the Law of Attraction, the Interplay of Spiritual Principles and Business. It's a wonderful way to network if you're in a business, if you're entrepreneurial or you're working in a business or whatever, to come and join other like-minded people in spirituality and bringing spirituality into your business. Fee is $30, but no one is turned away. You can register at the Ask Me desk in the classroom, where afterwards there's also coffee and tea and things like that, and joining and talking to people. Then finally, I think, we have food donations for local families. The Interfaith Coalition is going to be providing food donations for immigrant families needing long grain white rice, pinto beans, tortillas, and bags of corn masa flour. Diapers are also needed. There's going to be a barrel probably in the back there starting on Sunday, May 11th. And then I think there's one more. Is there already one back there? Oh, there is. Okay, so you can start bringing stuff next week. And finally, Reverend Dr. Bob is going to be teaching a 6-week class starting on May 8th. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. And the first week and the 6th week is in person because Dr. Bob will be here. But then on weeks 2 through 5, it will be on Zoom. Class cost is $120, but I don't believe anybody's turned away because there are scholarships available, I believe. Clara's nodding yes in the back. So I'm right. Dang. How exciting is that? And now we're done, and so I'm going to turn it over to the band.
If you all want to stand up and we'll sing out into this day together. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the light. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the peace. Today I'm finding gratitude for all that's right. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the love. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the grace. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the joy. Today I'm seeing God in each and every face. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Yeah, let's dwell upon the good. Nice to see you all today. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon.